Five,
Absolutely.
4, 3. Bring it back to me. Hello and welcome to TXM TV. I'm Anthony Clyne and today I'm joined by Rob Chittenden. How are you, Rob?
I'm fine, Anthony. Hello, everyone.
Fantastic, and thanks for joining us. And today we'll be talking about line balance and layout in close proximity processes. And also Rob will be talking about two-bin system to replenish the products that we use. So in line balance, the challenge is to work in close proximity. Historical processes have been designed for people to work close together. The efficiency of small motion and having people work in right there and pass it to the next person and finish the job is often seen in food industry and often refrigerated food industry, where the cost of cooling the rooms is quite expensive, and so the efficiency is to get a lot of people working in close proximity. So this is evident in poultry, in meat, in cheese, and in salad and garden fresh processing. So in all of these areas, there's a key is to get the throughput required every day in an efficient manner, achieving the same levels of product complexity that the customers always demand, but doing it in a way that enables people to work safely and consistently. And so how we do that is initially, we just simply partition the people and define what is the right distance to be working apart and how do we separate them safely. And so here we've got some examples of some clear barriers. And then what we do is that will determine the rate that we need to achieve. And so we line up all our different products that take different process steps according to a time scale. And this chart is called, the Japanese call it a Yamazumi chart. We call it a stack bar time chart, and you can see on the y-axis these numbers here, the 10 and the 12. That could be seconds, and that's how long it takes to process that particular product according to the best practice of standard work. Then the challenge is to work the people, or to get the people to allocate the work so that during the day they're able to make the right mix of products and in a way that is smooth, so that the evenness of this chart as it goes up is more even, and so everybody's doing a consistent amount of work and the finish time's more consistent, and so that way people all go home at approximately the same time, but they finish the work, they work consistently through the day with a balanced allocation of work. And so that's how we use line balance and the Yamazumi thinking in the proximity world that is currently required to achieve the delivery, the safety of the employees, and the product complexity of the products. So thank you for watching that. And the people, what they need is replenishment of key products. Rob, how does a two-bin system work?
Yeah, thank you, Anthony. And it's very interesting how we're going to have to do some separation of people on our lines and how we set up areas. And one of the areas I've been thinking about is the two-bin. And we often get questions about what's a two-bin system. So I'd like to just share a few slides here today to explain that in its simplest form. So let's try the technology and try going through a short presentation. So what we've got is a two-bin system where we might have some stock in a bin location. We have one bin here with a full stock, and we have a second bin here which we're withdrawing from. And as this is depleted over time, it'll eventually become empty. We can then take that first box away and then move on the box at the rear to come forward and then withdraw stock from that. The empty box, meanwhile, has gone over to a bulk store where it's going to be reloaded, and that reorder stock has a max min and usually has a lead time of supply replenishment. So we're taking the bin away, refilling it, and then we will return it to the line and place it behind the current box. So we'll be placing it in this position. And in this case, the operators never run out of stock, and we're always being able to do that line replenishment in another time period or at the same time. So we end up with a whole life cycle where we have, again, the stock at the top being withdrawn, we have an empty bin, we'll go replenish it, They have stock always on the line, so we never have to wander off or go to the warehouse and get stock. And maybe in our lines, when we're not moving around as much, replenishment of goods to the line in a controlled manner will definitely be needed. And we'll end up with the stock being replenished. So this is how some of that can work on our lines, Anthony. And there's a lot more to do with fulfillment systems. And this is an excellent book here to go and have a look at how to build fulfillment systems in more complex situations. So I thought that'd be a short presentation to run through today. How did you find that, Anthony?
Well, I think it's a lovely use of technology, but the two-bin system is the simplest and easiest to use, and you've explained it well. And I always prefer to use that system above or over and above complex Kanban cards.
It's a nice place to start so that you can understand and get confidence in your resupply system.
Yeah, and so thank you for participating and watching this live production. Remember to comment on our LinkedIn page and email us at txmtv@txm.com. I'm Anthony Clyne, and bye, Rob. Thank you for joining us today. And we'll see
Thank you so much,
tomorrow.
Anthony.